Welcome to the Sharkpreneur Podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Green. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Green is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Green. Today, I have the good fortune to be with John Donato of veterinarymarketing.com and a number of other ventures. John, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's go back in time a little bit. I believe you started veterinary marketing at your kitchen table. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm still using it to this day, actually. It's not in the kitchen anymore, but yeah.
What inspired you to start it? What'd you do before this?
Yeah, so to give you a little bit of background on me, my brother had co-founded a company with his wife in 2015, I believe it was. And I came down to South Florida where the company was founded. It was a digital marketing agency just for dentists. It was called Conversion Whale. And I was a part of the core 4 team members, right? So I handled customer service and learned a lot about marketing and building websites. We were actually able to grow that to be listed on Inc. 5000 in the top 300. Our number was 328 in 2018.
Congratulations. That's incredible.
Yeah, we were very blessed and we had a lot of fast growth. But that was really more my brother's thing. It wasn't mine, right? So I wanted to have my own business that I started. I wanted to look at other verticals, and veterinary just made a lot of sense to me because I love animals. I saw that there was a huge need in the marketplace. So I started off by giving my first 10 customers free websites from home. You know, I racked up the credit card while building it. My wife hated me at the time. But you know, I think almost 3.5 years later, here we are today, with over 80 clients across the US.
Well, that is absolutely incredible. Congratulations on the success. I'm sure the longer version of that story could probably be in a book somewhere if it isn't already. So you gave away the first 10 and in order to get some case studies, get some proof, get some relationships going. When was your first client after that? The first paying client?
So my first paying client was in 2019. So I gave them their website for free, and I actually did a photo shoot where I went on site and did a photo shoot for all of their staff, their interiors and exteriors of the practices, and then their technology shots. You know, if they had like a really nice piece of equipment that they wanted to showcase in a service, but their monthly was a fee for service, right? So like we charged per month. The free website was a way to get them to say, hey, look, I'm willing to put, you know, my money up first and show you that we know what we're doing. And then once you're comfortable, we do marketing for you. And I actually have them to this day. They're still our clients.
That's awesome. And that speaks volumes to the fact that what you did worked. Did you get any pushback trying to sell something, quote unquote, for free?
No, I was able to talk to my pedigree about my background in marketing. And if you looked on Conversion Whale's Google My Business page, it's now called dentalmarketing.com. But if you looked at that business page and you looked at the reviews, my name littered all the reviews, and it was easier for people to kind of trust that I knew what I was doing. And I think it was just also, you know, so my first client, when I got his contact information through Google Ads, he reached out and he had told me that someone was going to charge him $1,000 for a logo, right? So I said, no, don't pay. I'll do the logo for free. If you like it, let me do your website for free. So I turned around, I built him out a logo. He absolutely loved it. And then, you know, he's been a client ever since.
That's awesome. And then how was the concept of, I mean, you do something a lot of marketers and agency owners aren't willing to do in terms of guaranteeing results. When did you originate that idea?
Yeah, so that originated in the dental marketing space, and then we just brought it over into the veterinary space because we saw that nobody was doing it. We also have two other guarantees that are in place. So the first guarantee is if they don't absolutely 100% love the website that we build for them, we give them a full refund for the website. And then the other guarantee is to the marketing side. So if you're not showing up within the first week for Vet Near Me, the first week of us actually running marketing for you, we'll provide a free month of marketing. So it's, again, another way of us to be able to put our money where our mouth is and just keep pushing that.
And I would imagine that differentiates you and converts more clients because you're willing to take the risk as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are you finding are some of the biggest mistakes vets are making with their marketing that you're helping them fix?
Yeah. So what I would say is that there's a lot of things that they're doing in current standards that they shouldn't be doing. So for example, one is they're focusing a lot of their energy on social media, right? So, it's important to have a high quality social media presence in today's day and age. But if your number one goal is to drive new clients, you want to look at user intent, right? So, what's the intent of the user seeing your ad? If they're on Instagram or Facebook, they're just, maybe they're on their lunch break. They're not actively looking for a veterinarian. But if they're on Google and they're typing in vet near me, they actively need a vet. So you should be running paid ads. You should also have a high quality website that is mobile responsive. One of the huge things that I'm seeing is they're not ADA compliant. That's an issue. So like that accessibility widget on the corners of the websites for people to be able to see who have visual impairments. A lot of vets don't have that right now, and they leave themselves open to litigation if they don't fix it.
Absolutely. And how are you helping them differentiate themselves from, other vet practices in their area?
Yeah, good question. So one of the things that we're doing is we're making sure that our keyword density is specific to their practice for search engine optimization. The photo shoots as well also help differentiate them, because not only are we taking the photo shoot and it's not just on some gallery page, it's throughout every page of the website. So when a user types in a specific service, they're going to show up for that service. That user is going to go to that service page, not just the home page, but that service page. And they'll be able to actually see all the information for that particular service, as well as what it looks like inside that practice specific to that service, right? So if it's a spay neuter, they can see an area of the operatory room that would be conducting that type of service.
That makes a lot of sense. How have you helped your clients? Have you had to pivot at all, like obviously during the pandemic?
Yeah, so some of the things that we did add on. So one of our core values is always evolving here at the company. And it's important that we make sure that we bring that into all of our employees, and we are able to bring that into the marketing, because we were born during COVID, right? Like right before COVID is when the company started in 2019, and 2020 is when we really started focusing on it full time and pushing it. So what I would say is what we did during COVID was a lot of online form creation, right? So back in the day, vets used to have paper where they would have people come sit down, fill out the paperwork on a clipboard. And there's still today some vets that still do that, right? So online forms is a way to go ahead and take away that touch point. And it was something that was really important during COVID. And as well as reputation management was another big piece. And then within the last 2 years, we saw a huge shift from services that are related, like keywords that are being used in SEO for services, to keywords that are being used in SEO for vet near me, or like near me comments, right? So best vet near me is now being searched more than spay neuter in town name. So we were able to pivot in that regard as well.
And then what about, has the, iOS 14, Facebook tracking attribution, and the Google cookie apocalypse affected them at all? And how have you had to deal with that?
Yeah, so traditionally for us, it really hasn't affected too much, just because of the fact that we don't push paid ads on Facebook for the purposes of driving lead flow. We push it for brand awareness and just building visibility in the community. So that really hasn't been an issue for us. Google is always changing, right? So I've been doing marketing for years now, and they change every 3 to 6 months. They always try to push something out. So the biggest thing for us is going to be the Google universal tracking code. That's a little bit different, but really the biggest differentiator that's changing things is the buzzword of AI, right? Chat GPT and stuff like that. That's something that's actually really helping a lot of marketing companies and a lot of veterinary practices on my end. It's so funny when I ask when my team asks a doctor, hey, can we get a bio? And they don't know how to write it. We just refer them to Chat GPT and just say, hey, drop your resume in here. And they're so, amazed at how easy it is to do it.
I never thought of using Chat GPT to write a bio. There's a great idea right there.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. You can use it for anything.
You are certainly correct about that. What, with all the success you've achieved, not only for your own business, but for your clients, what's your biggest challenge now?
My biggest challenge is managing growth, right? So, I actually limit the amount of clients we take on per year, just because I don't want to grow to such a rate that I'm not able to service them. So, one of our biggest core values that I hold near and dear, because it's where I got started, is customer service, right? So the core value itself is called instant customer service. So I don't want to have a situation where we grow so fast that we're not able to provide that instant customer service to every single client, because I do think that's one of our core differentiators from our competitors who, the client will put in a web edit request and it'll be 3 days before someone says, hey, we got your request. We'll start working on it. For us, we want to make sure that within an hour, we're like, hey, this is done. It's under control. So that's my biggest hurdle right now, is growing at a good rate, solid rate, finding the right people to put into the right seats at the company. And then also, overall expansion as well.
And how are clients finding you? How are you attracting clients these days?
Yeah, so a lot of it is word of mouth referrals. We still also do paid ads as well through Google. We're veterinary-marketing.com. So now, we are managing that keyword and growing in that space. So organically, we should start to see some more lead flow, because we just pivoted that business name from Apex Veterinary Marketing to Veterinary Marketing less than 2 months ago. And we also have referral sources with other companies that are in the vet space, like a veterinary specific IT firm that's out there, veterinary specific consulting firm. But that's usually where we get a lot of our clientele.
And your passion, it's obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I love the animals, and I love being able to help vets. So there's a huge, it's called compassion fatigue in the veterinary space. I don't know if you're aware, but there's a high suicide rate. And basically what it is veterinarians have to provide so much compassion in their workspace that they actually, it just becomes fatigued, and they don't give it to themselves, and they become disconnected from society in a way. And it hurts. And some people commit suicide, unfortunately, because of that. So for me, I really enjoy, being able to help vets. I'm not under the disillusion that marketing is going to solve that in any way, shape, or form. But we try our best to make it fun and exciting. So, we use for our photography, we use a company called Jaffe Media out in Texas that they send out people to do these shoots, and they are so much fun. They have like props and confetti shots. And it's just like a really cool thing. It's 2 hours that we get to send these vets through to have a great time and have a great experience. Another thing is if a vet went today and they filled out something on our website, they get a cookie box with their company logos just for filling something out. And, it's whether they go with us or not, they're automatically going to get that. So they have their company logo on these cookies, and the cookies are delicious. They didn't expect it to come. So the things I love most are, animals, marketing, and then being able to provide some fun and excitement to veterinarians, because my hope is that I know it's not going to solve it, but maybe it will help them feel a little bit better and a lot less stressed in the area of marketing and driving revenue to their business.
I am sure that your surprise and delight formula with both the box and then, of course, like a fun photo shoot. I would imagine that if you look at a lot of vet websites that you guys didn't do that are just how people normally do them. They might have selfie pictures. Somebody in the office who thinks they're good with a camera took them, as opposed to having a real photographer. Where else do you innovate? Where else in the process do you send something that is above and beyond or that they're not expecting? That's awesome.
Yeah, so we actually have a budget with our team where, we'll go ahead and send out things like, for example, one of our earliest clients that we found out that they enjoy camping, right? Like they have a son, they enjoy camping. They only camp in the backyard though. So we sent some really fun dehydrated snacks for them to go ahead and take in the backyard and cook. It's the personalization of these gifts that really hits home for a lot of people. The innovation side for the actual business. So we innovate on the website all the time, and we have different iterations that we go through. And, going back to that always evolving thing, if we see something that's working for one client, we will then push it out to all of our clients at no extra cost, right? So it's not like, hey, we have this new website design, we'll charge you $500 to fix it. It's like, no, hey, this is what we've done to increase your call volume because we know it's going to work for you.
That is incredible. With everything that is constantly changing in the world of marketing, whether it's an algorithm change or an attribution change or a social media platform change, how do you stay on top of it all?
Yeah, so there's a lot of tools that you can use, right? You have CXL, you have Udemy, you have just different organizations that keep you on top of that stuff. Just overall, it's to create a hunger of learning in the team, right? So I actually bonus every one of my employees to learn something each quarter, right? And that one thing is to help them become better people, and it's also to help them become better employees at the company by providing newer information that we didn't know 30 days ago because it wasn't there.
Talk a little bit about your team, because obviously you started arguably you ran right into the pandemic. Talk a little bit how you've been able to recruit, train, retain all during, this current situation.
Yeah, so it's like right now it's called the Great Resignation, right? So it's very hard, but it's also fulfilling. So I hire everybody remote. Right. There's no reason to have anybody be in an office, especially with a digital marketing agency. I outsource the photo shoots to that company that I had mentioned before, which they do a phenomenal job. But the team is great. The idea that we do is we use DISC assessments at first to kind of understand everybody's personalities, make sure everybody works well together. They're bonus quarterly too, to help grow as individuals. And then it's all about creating a really good company culture. So, once a week we meet where we discuss what's going on in the company. What did we do great last week? What did we do great next week? It's almost like couples counseling for the whole team, right? Like, how can we get better next week? And then we implement these changes, but we also empower them to be their own people and do better in each position and take their feedback. And we're not just one of those companies that says, oh yeah, okay, but that's not how we do it. It's like, oh really, that's a great idea, let's try to implement it and see what happens. So I think fostering that kind of culture is why we're able to retain our employees for so long. And also just being, what is the phrase, slow to hire, quick to fire. If it's not a good seed, we go ahead and move them away because we don't want them to negatively impact everyone else who's doing their best work.
Awesome. Well, we know your time's incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. For our folks who are watching and listening and want to learn more, where is the best place for them to learn more about you and what you're doing?
Yeah, very simple. Go to veterinarymarketing.com. Right. If they want to learn more about us, it's right there. If they want to reach out to me, it's john@veterinarymarketing.com, and it's JOHN. Very simple.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for your time. This has been Seth Green with John Donato from veterinarymarketing.com. John, thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time. Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH
to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.